Welcome in on this slouchy Sunday NBA showcase. Four doozies, primetime games. We sitting here with the last one, OKC and the Timberwolves. But let's check out this New York Knicks and the Boston Celtics. For starters, I don't think we can take the Knicks serious. Not in the East, not in the West, not anywhere. Every time this team plays a primetime matchup, which is the champions, Boston Celtics, they get blown out. Both teams had 5 players in double figures for both of these teams. And that is a shock, because you would think this game would be a little closer. Because New York, they got 5 guys in double figures. 3 of their guys are in the 20s. You got Karl Anthony Towns, who had a monster game, if you're looking at the stat sheet, for his 24 points and 18 rebounds. He was on the glass. 9 for 20 from the field. And Brunson had to at least get a 40-piece today to beat those Celtics. They had the spreadage around for the scoring, but it just wasn't enough. They couldn't stop the Celtics. The Celtics are a tough team. NBA champion team that's going to repeat this year. We called it last year that they was going to win it all. Wasn't a surprise to anybody. I'm pretty sure a lot of people jumped on that bandwagon. But this year, they look even sharper than last year. And it don't have nothing to do with JT, Jason Tatum. It's about who he has around him that's dangerous. Everybody on this team knows their role. They have combo players all over the floor. They're tough out for anybody. And I just don't see anybody taking this team down in a 7-game series. No way. They're too deep, nutrition, they're healthy, and they have 2 dynamic scorers that could put the ball in the hole down in crunch time. When a game is on the line, they have 2 scorers find their own buckets and put them down. It's going to be hard to beat a team like that that's gritty, spreads the ball around. Jason Tatum is as efficient as you can be with that ball. Drive, and when he decides to shoot, it all comes together. It's balanced out. The man is unstoppable. This Boston Celtics team is going to ride this thing all the way to the finals again. Cleveland Cavaliers is going to challenge them. That's the only team in the East is going to give them a little pressure, a challenge when it comes to the playoffs. Ultimately, the Boston Celtics will take them down too, but Cleveland Cavaliers will have a great shot at pressing this team maybe to 5 or 6 games. But other than that, Jason Tatum, great floor game, 25 points, 9 assists, 10 rebounds, almost messed around and got a triple-double. 3 for 10 from the three-point line, 8 for 20 from the field. 25 points. Then you got Porzingis dropped in 15. Then you got Drew Holiday putting 14. Derek White, 19, who was 5 for 6 from the three-point line. Jaylen Brown, 24 points. He grabbed 8 rebounds. 10 for 21 from the field. So this team didn't really play their best this afternoon. Still handled the Knicks. Badly. So this team is a tough out. And whoever matches up against them at any time in the playoffs, they're going down. And I can see a lot of sweeps along the way to the finals for the Celtics team. Depending on who they're going to play, first round, second round, they will sweep. No doubt about it. This team is tough out. And for the Knicks, what they need to get more defensive-minded. Whether that's forcing Cat to play more defense. I don't know what the problem is, but they're going to have to pick their poison, especially when they play teams like the Celtics guys with these mega superstars. Are you going to allow the role players to kill you, or are you going to allow the superstars to beat you? Got to pick your poison. You can't have everybody on. Can't do it. And the way I would go about it, I'm shutting everybody else down. Let Jason Tatum get his 40. Let Jaylen Brown get his 40. That's 80 points. Somebody else has to cover the difference. Shut those guys down. Play JT, Jaylen Brown one-on-one. Put your best defenders on them, and whatever happens, happens. But do not allow role players to pitch in while they're going off. You won't have a shot. It will turn into a blowout. And that's what the Knicks faced. A complete blowout, and could contain anybody. You have to have Jalen Brunson scoring 40 to 50 points for you to have a shot to beat the Celtics, especially in this game. The spreadage was good. Everybody got involved. Everybody scored. But you needed somebody to go completely off in this game. They couldn't do that. And for the Celtics are good enough where JT don't have to get off all the way. Jaylen Brown doesn't have to get off all the way. Balanced attack. Balanced attack is good enough for them to win it. Why? Because they play both ends of the floor. Everybody know their roles. Nobody play outside of their roles. They run up and down the floor. They're matching up. They're rebounding. They're hitting shots. They're scrappy. It's tough. I don't think no one can beat them in a 7-game series. I don't think no one can. So 105-18, Boston Celtics took down the New York Knicks. Not a surprise to a lot of people, but you expected the Knicks to compete a little more, make it a game at least, not let it get away, and they got away from them badly. They came out real flat in that first quarter. Think about the Celtics, man. You got to jump on them early, not just to try to blow them out, but stay in the game. You got to match them force with force. If you don't, this game is going to get out of hand. It's going to get away from you. It's going to get away from you. So Knicks fall down 105-118. Next game up in this prime time matchup, as you see, Golden State and the Dallas Mavericks. Another blowout. I'm thinking I'm going to be watching some good basketball on this slouchy Sunday, and I'm looking at blowouts. Teams who just can't stay in it. Now, I expected Dallas to play a little better, and I thought Dallas could probably sneak out a win. I really did. But I was fairly wrong because Golden State, they said if it's prime time, it's our time. And that's exactly what Golden State did in this game. They came out with some energy and some force. They jumped on the Dallas Mavericks as soon as they cut the lights on in the arena. They was all over them. They had no chance. Dallas Mavericks offense seemed scrappy. It was like whoever got some space, shoot the ball. Because the Warriors was all over the place. Defensively. Offensively, spreading the ball, cutting and slicing like Golden State do. Precise passing. And shots were dropping. Shots were dropping. They didn't have a chance in this game once they got rolling. Jimmy Buckets, former Miami Heat. That was a big addition. It was. He stabilized them very well. It's like he came and he calmed them down. When Jimmy Butler's on the floor, there's multiple things that he can do. Everybody already know this. Set up the offense, right? He can shoot the ball. He can rebound. He can hit his free throws. He can guard your best player. He facilitates like nobody's business. He's going to allow Curry to take extended rest periods. Off the floor, resting his knees for the long stretch. Draymond Green and Jimmy Butler is like poetry in motion when these guys are on the floor. The backdoor cuts, the passes, everything is on a string with these two guys, almost like the same player, almost. IQ is very high on this basketball team. And Draymond Green said he was going to guarantee a championship this year. They're going to win a championship. A lot of people laughed. I was damn near laughing myself. But when you look at this game, even though Anthony Davis wasn't there. And to be honest with you, if Anthony Davis was there anything he could have really done to stop what was going to happen? He might have blocked a few more shots, added a few more points. I don't think he would have made that big of a difference as far as the outcome. Golden State is getting it together. They're getting it together, and they're going to be scary. When Jimmy Butler gets completely comfortable, this team is going to be very scary. They still have pieces over there. All they needed was one more guy like a Jimmy Butler just to relieve some pressure, who's like a utility knife that can do a whole lot of things on that floor. And they have that. Curry goes out, the point production can stay up. So they're dangerous. And as you see on this image, they put the Mavericks in a chokehold. And they didn't let go until the ball dropped. Unbelievable. I expected more from the Dallas Mavericks, even without Anthony Davis. So they failed. 102 to 126 to the Golden State Warriors. I'm looking at the box sheet. Nothing really to go over here. A lot of teams from everybody. But I will tell you this, out of both of these teams, nobody got in the 20s for both of these teams but Stephen Curry with 30. Think about that. Everybody from both teams, scoring-wise, are in the teens. No one else touched 20s but Stephen Curry, who had 30. That's a stat for you right there. Wow. So that just lets you know, alone for the Dallas Mavericks, just not enough scoring punch to keep up with these Golden State Warriors. Teams are not going to do it. Not going to do it. Runner-up, the game that just went off. Man, these were some doozies. These were some doozies. I mean, primetime matchups. I mean, look at this. You got the Knicks and the Celtics. You got the Mavs and the Warriors. Now you got the Cavs and the Grizzlies. Then the last game of the night that's actually on right now, OKC 54, was it the 43? OKC's going to mess around and get that one too, I believe. Even though I would love the Wolves to get it. But OKC, man, the Thunder and the Wolves. Great matchup, Sunday showcase, no doubt. Check out this Cavaliers, Memphis Grizzlies matchup. It went down 123 to 129. That game went down to the wire. Memphis gave them all they can handle. But Donovan Mitchell, who's having a hell of a season, I might add, they'll tough out. Didn't even have Garland out there. That's how tough they are. That's how tough they are. 33 points, 6 assists, 4 for 8 for the three-point line, 11 for 23. Nice game by him. Nice game by him. We've seen him have better, but it was a nice game to pull out the win. Evan Mobley, he had an outstanding game. The guy almost got a triple-double. Evan Mobley, upcoming superstar. 25 points. 3 blocks, I might add, to go with this stat lineup. 8 assists for the big man. 13 rebounds. 10 for 20 from the field. Outstanding. You got a big man playing like that with Donovan Mitchell, it'll be lights out. Lights out. Look at Ty Jerome, 26 points. What? 5 rebounds for the guy. 3 for 7 from the three-point line. 9 for 16 from the field. Little diamond in the rough right there. Pretty much everybody else in teams. John Morant with 21 points. 10 assists. 2 for 4 three-point line. 6 for 13 from the field. Ja Morant, 6 for 13 from the field. Now you know what I'm going to say on this one. You ain't going to win no game if you're a superstar. Put up 6 for 13. What did he not do? He didn't unload the clip. Superstar player in a primetime game like this, and you lose, and you have 13 attempts, that's a no-go. Ja Morant knows that. He has to be very, very much more aggressive than that if he want to pull out a win second half of the season against a powerhouse like the Cleveland Cavaliers. No way. Another thing I didn't like in this game, Ja Morant, sometimes he does too much smiling. I know he's this tough guy. I know he's outstanding. But in this game in particular, too much smiling, joking around with the players, and a big game like this, in my opinion, these games are huge. You got to have them. He shouldn't be laughing it up with Jared Allen. After the buzzer sounds off, he just run around there playing. You saw how he jump up, dunk the ball, turn around with a little bit of smiles. You just lost. You just lost. I do not want to question this guy's heart for the game, or love for the game. Don't fall in love with losing. So Ja Morant, I don't like that after a game. Hey, you could call it what you want. Oh, just having fun with the guys or whatever. I still play hard. Well, 6 for 13. Your numbers are a little higher than 21 points. More aggressive instead of passing all night. And I know you got bodies all around you, but if you want to be a superstar in this league, you find a way. Ain't no defense in the world which is getting the ball off your wrist. I don't care where the ball ends up, but there ain't no defense in the world is going to stop that ball from coming off your wrist. You have to put them up. Stop all that joking around with the players, especially when you're losing. Do that when you're winning. That bothered me a little bit with Ja Morant. So we don't want to start questioning that. We'll keep an eye on it, but we do not want to question that his love for this game, for his wins and losses. Do losses really affect him? That's going to be the question. But yeah, they dropped 123 to 129. Good fight. And another thing, we don't really have that question about Bane like that. Bane ain't going to be running around joking with you too much. Bane going out there and he balling. He's hooping. Not saying that Ja Morant is not, but he has a different demeanor about playing the game. He's going out there to get you. And he ain't finna smile and buddy up with you. And that's it. That's it. Let's check out this last one, which is still pending. Still pending. Commercial right now because I don't have a score. But in this game here, was it second quarter maybe? If I'm Anthony Edwards, I'm making damn sure I unload the clip in this one. He's going to have to unload the clip. Make a miss. He has to be aggressive, especially against a team like this is the best team in the West. Just like the Cavs in the East, this team here in the West, tough, very tough. He's going to have to be very aggressive. He can't play this pass around, try to have a balanced game with his teammates. If they're hitting, different story. But as soon as you sense that this game is starting to get away from you, you have to be ultra aggressive. Whether it's driving, shooting, mixing it up, whatever you got to do, come through in this game tonight. No doubt about it. SGA, can't say nothing about him. He's doing the work. He's the man you have to stop. They're not the underdogs. They're expected to win. And this team is tough. This team could easily be going to the finals up against the Boston Celtics. That won't surprise me one bit. So some new blood now in the playoffs and these teams that are going deep. Not like the old days where you just knew who was going to be there every year. New teams, man, then came up to the top. And it's fun. It really is. A lot of these young teams playing well. And when it comes down to the end of it, you just know you're going to have your new champion, right? A new champion each year coming in is a great possibility. Now, as far as the Boston Celtics, they're the team to go and get. They're the team to go and get. Will I like to see the Boston Celtics go down and not win a championship this year? Of course I would. Of course I would. Who would I rather see win a championship if it wasn't the Boston Celtics? Don't worry, I'm not going to say the Houston Rockets. Not that crazy. Even though I would love it, I'm not that crazy. Which I'm not going to say the Miami Heat either, which I don't have on the image, but they lost a tough one today. A tough one that they should have won, in my opinion, to the Milwaukee Bucks. Couldn't make the necessary plays down the stretch. They had this game pretty much in nice control, majority of the game. But if you let great players hang around, which I'm talking about Giannis, Damian Lillard, these role players who've been there before, you let them hang around, they're going to bite you. That's what the Miami Heat did. They leaned heavy on Tyler Hero way too much down the stretch. Adebayo, big game by him, but he missed a couple. When you start scrambling down the stretch like that, man, and you gave a team hope that you had down majority of the game, they start making some shots, and Damian Lillard hit some good deep ones in this one. Some line drive deep ones that if he misses, the game can swing a different way. But he's Dame Dollar for a reason. He can knock those shots down. He's ice water. And he says it's Dame time, it's Dame time. So majority of the time he's going to knock down those shots. He just changes momentum with those deep threes. And Miami get the scrambling. You don't have the offensive production that you need, just a heavy dose of Tyler Hero. Adebayo, I wouldn't call him a big offensive punch, but he can hit some big shots. He's a utility knife as well. He can do a lot of different things, but rallying and bringing you home, that's not his expertise. It is Tyler Heroes, but once you get a lot of bodies around him and everything's scrapping and running, Milwaukee can pull that out. And they did. But it is a game that Miami should have pulled out and won. They had it well in hand. They just let the cheese slide off the cracker, if I may. Terrible loss for them. Terrible loss. Y'all enjoy y'all slouchy Sunday. Thanks for y'all time. We're going to find out who is heavy in the West, OKC or the Timberwolves going to pull this one out tonight. We're going to check it out and we're going to see. But playoffs are coming. You're going to get every team's best down this stretch. For the Rockets, it's a lot they got to work on. A lot they got to work on. And the main thing, they got to get back to that solid defense they had at the beginning of the season. As far as the offensive production, that's not going to change. You got what you got. It's all about Jalen Green emerging, getting better, getting more consistent down the stretch. Alper Sengun, that's a whole different story. Man, Alper Sengun. I can sit here for an hour and talk about Alper Sengun. Great talent. He's an all-star this year. We already know that. But everything that I keep saying about this guy, man, oh boy. We'll save that for another time because, like I said, I talk about the Rockets a lot. Alper Sengun will come up again, I'm pretty sure. But man, the bunnies, the layups he misses, the over dribbling, he just outthinks himself. Like I say, great talent. I don't like to beat the guy down too much, but I'll have another opportunity to bring him up. But y'all enjoy yourselves. Thanks for y'all time. G.S.Q.H, Goodymo Sports Quick Hits, and we up out of here. Peace.